Now, this is a story that we want to talk about. Story Edahoni. US suspends Ghana from 190 million MCC energy funding. Reporter Abanono. You say Ghana. US sika otadema in kro. Emamudi in Jumabia sa sikano. Ebina na yede ba yede ye PDS ejuma no. President bebre ba ye ema US ma omu sa sika ni bi. Now and because of asama esi and the Akufo Addo ne baumia PDS sika eba ya omudi ye no and sa sika no US for say omo ye frim omo ma ye biem. Now say ya nkyerɛkyerɛ mu a ɔtwe bi ba betena Addo FM ɔkyena no pa me hu kura dwiri me anope ye te ya yesi sika 190 million na US de buy no under NDC aban no sika na mba biem saa no mo bɛyɛ enkwasi ade omuti radio so ye no. Now mame nkyerɛkyerɛ mu nkyerɛ obi a problem ni free adekudie nti a enne yete ya $190 million and cause US de maye almost mfa maye. Now read this story now. This is what it says. The US has suspended Ghana from receiving $190 million in Millennium Challenge Corporation energy funding due to debt default concerns. You see, US for say, sir, $190 million be an omatademaye, emia de beye, yankania one samne, and yoman kitinkitibi or Ghana, ya buayano, almost sasikano, almost for my beam, if you say, ya broka be a guay, and bese betia. Ya deka, ya sa pe besia. Inti, US for say, eka ya bogu ho, and 2024, PDS sika ba ya, eka beda ho, ya intia. Eka ebeda ya sokra eye efri eye de and this MPP abreso a omobobagu ho a omeka che say Russia Ukraine war sa eka no ene na edidi ma bedu ha na and the US for say ye de too much into sa $190 million we enya ade omde be maye. Now can story ko enima, this decision stems from Ghana being declared ineligible for MCC funding for fiscal year 2026 into eye afia besimi eye sa PDS Ghana America for the Maya Akufo Addo mudi and almost say next year yensan ka biem. The suspension is tied to a US legislative restriction that bars countries in debt stress from accessing MCC grant. On US paper no in their document no Ghana eka ediomo no yentua o eka egua Akufo Addo mugi to ho no sisiamu ni say eka no omantumentua afena banwe air try so obetua bi nti sa record nti almost until sa banwe betua eka Akufo Addo mo bogu ho Ofori Atta mo bogu ho di nyina no enya ade a obema yisika bi abiem because eka Akufo Addo mo bogu ho no sa eka no say ya ntumentua sa aka na say aye ho kra say yetua ne kakra until say betua wi no US say sa sika we mo fa maye. Now ochana no pa Amani ni kobna santi obedware insuo nko ne to because ne to soso ena mfimfine ntumi mbie into odware a insuo nka ne to saa Ghana na nufu 98D bodies na obo no saa Ghana o use no na osora na nufu gutable no so ono so abetena ho omo nkenkan omo be ka jem say ei hwede asi sesi ade dia akosi say yesi ntumi ma Ghana besia bi mo US pa eritina ye kele na nadwi omo nim de omo ye akronfo. Na mame nkwa chire kakara mi dwom nkyerɛw na me nkyerɛw bebi a ka ne firi baaye sɛ ne bɛyɛ a obi statise ɔyɛ janda mo kyerɛw ka sɛ hey munya nkwasi akeka na ɛyɛ Akufo Addo no boba omia Canada Japan no brand champion no ɛne ɛyɛ country ne ɛyɛ kɔbne Japan snatch no ɔmo na mo de sa a problem we abeto ha and the Emma Ghana yɛ bre na me nkwa chire na me nkyerɛw bebi a problem no wɔ. This is 2022. So okay, in 2022, MPP are buying a release statement. And let me enlarge it. Kevin Taylor de a picture to so I'm read the picture. You see this document, date so 19th of December 2022. Or say suspension of payments on selected external debts of the government of Ghana. Way 2022. MPP are buying and the Akufo Addo time and Ofori Atta finance minister no omo ka kire say eka ye dede ewa manone a America ka no almost suspended ye kadutua. Inti at a point to krana na omudi sika no eka na dawa na ya bobo abrofo ka abobo US for besia a wo se yetua no omo release letter ka kire ye say enya ade obo betua. Selected external debt of the government of Ghana. This is in December 2022. From 2022, no, they decided not to pay our external debtors and creditors. They decided not to pay them. I didn't even say externally near Dika na US for ne kasamun tiamo kanibi. Obia fryer air to change say because they were just stealing. Now so read the document now, especially point 2. We read it paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. No ahade. If you about publishing wa kai ho me kai mo. Say be o china o man ko bra santini obi. Ene akwara de do fugu table so no make kan kwase asem e wa Adom TV and that Ghana for. I say Ghana is today faced with major economic and financial crisis and its attendant social challenges. In 2020 and in 2021, the COVID-19 pandemic negatively impacted our fiscal and economic situation. Global risk aversion triggered large capital overflows, a loss of external market access, and rising domestic borrowing costs. Point 2. We are before letter Finance Ministry, omunum release yes omun tia kabia wa abrochire. Based on board no omuntia anything and the MCC 190 million US dollars so farmer because san kwasi afford buy na e ka gu onyo omuntia mahama mon try so mo betuatua bia ansa na ombefa mo adwene. Point 2. This year 2022, the global economic shock induced by the Russian invasion of Ukraine has further adversely affected our economy just when it was beginning to recover from the pandemic. The combination of adverse external shocks has exposed Ghana to a surge in inflation, a large exchange rate depreciation, and stress on the financing of the budget. These factors taken together have put the sustainability of our debt at risk. Almost say, adekudientia omo ye ready so mo betua ekabia wa abrochire in 2022. Ne say Russia Ukraine in tokwanti. Meno kasa de Russia Ukraine so moko. Adentia dollar no 11. Omo ka say Russia Ukraine war any COVID-19 inti. Enya de obetumi tua kabia omo ebo besia gu omo ntua. Omo di America ka omo ntua. But say Russia Ukraine war and them no ka say ejinem etem some ampon hina bomu. Adentia and them no ka say Russia Ukraine war no war. Dollar no 11. So these were their reasons. Inti America for the chiomo Baomia Akufo Addo omo nyina ka say they are not going to pay. Adentra omo no mo wa ban mu omo diska de na US for be ye. Before that kai nobody nke DPDS can at wo me kada ho. So o study a omo no creative problem no. Omo creative problem you not omo solve problem no because omo nim say aban for be solve it. At a point Nana Akufo Addo told us say a better government, a better leader will come and solve the problems of Ghana. Murevi. And so they knew what they were doing. They were destroying the country to the core. Into Omankasa letter released here by Finance Ministry in 2022. No, a chair clearly said they were not willing to pay any external debt. Omankasa catches any other bubetia and no need dimabedu hana. US Emma Isika almost say kill and tia Quasiafo. Sachi Chidian near Jimmy for the buyer. No, a can of almost kill and tia. Intended $190 million US is almost for my. Now, I mention more reasons. I mention more reasons. After that, when you see in November, let me see this. In November 2022, this is what Ofori Atta told us on TV.
Good evening, Ghanaians. In the budget statement presented to Parliament on November 24th, I announced the government will undertake a debt operation program. The broad contours of the debt sustainability analysis has been concluded, and I'm here this evening to provide some details on Ghana's domestic debt exchange, which will be launched tomorrow. External debt restructuring parameters will be presented in due course. Under the domestic exchange program, domestic bond holders will be asked to exchange their instruments for new ones. Existing domestic bonds as of 1st December 2022 will be exchanged for a set of 4 new bonds maturing in 2027, 2029, 2032, and 2037. The annual coupon on all these new bonds will be set at 0% in 2023, 5% in 2024, and 10% from 2025 until maturity. Coupon payments will be semi-annual. Our commitment to Ghanaians and the investor community, in line with negotiations with the IMF, is to restore macroeconomic stability in the shortest possible time and enable investors to realize the benefits of this debt exchange. The government of Ghana has been working hard to minimize the impact of the domestic debt exchange on investors holding government bonds, particularly small investors, individuals, and other vulnerable groups. In line with this, Treasury bills are completely exempted and all holders will be paid the full value of their investments on maturity.
This is the time Obeka say, oh, DDP, no, I feel no obey. Obeka say, no DDP. NDC for a whole press conference. Atta Force in Kasaye, John Mahama Kasaye. All the NDC guys were saying, haircut ba, DDP ba. They never admitted, say, Ombejin Kofusika. So, timer, you're starting my pressure. And Ofori Atta say, oh, you see, I be DDP. Ya Bobby Sia Bontina, may say, doing Quabontine. And if you see your Bobby Sia pension forcing Yesica, in Jessiano, haircut. This was the time he was announcing. Say, Oma Bobby Sia, Omutia, Abontine Caro. Orieno Sarua Parliament, SRB Peso.
Speaker, the picture becomes more dire when we include compensations of employees and transfers to statutory funds. Thus, debt service, compensation of employees, and transfers to statutory funds amounted to 144.3 billion Ghana cedis, representing 150.4% of our revenues. Mr. Speaker, at this level, Ghana was assessed to be at a high risk of debt restraints and its debt classified as unsustainable. Let me clarify that the current state of our debt has a lot to do with the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russian-Ukraine war. This has been exacerbated by the high macroeconomic instability experienced in 2022, occasioned by downgrades by rating agencies, as well as the consequential pressures on government finances due to the actions of non-resident investors and the delayed passage of our revenue bills. Mr. Speaker, this situation is further compounded by the comparatively low levels of domestic revenue collected by government. In 2022, tax to GDP ratio was just about 12.6%, woefully below the Sub-Saharan Africa average of 18%.
In short, in summary, Oba Parliament will say, yes, ya Bobisia, we no blame Russia-Ukraine war, we blame COVID-19. And Omaka say we cannot go outside, we cannot go and borrow again, and we are not ready to pay our debt. And numpo na dollar could do 17 no. Senka Ofori Atta, if they were servicing our debt outside, so now omutia yeke wabru chira, and dollar need do 30. Time a dollar was 17 years, no muntia external debt though. A can't the US, a can't the Abrofo Turkey for, and then in 2 days we say Atta Force, a sunny a Turkey force a day, Croatia for Atanasi. I relocate at a car, ye diomo, as I restructure Sibitia Cano. It's the time of that Tekasa, they were not paying our debts. But when they were not paying, they were spending the money on Samira. She was buying new clothes. Now, I'm going to turn to my fufro. No more your parties. COVID-19, E-Levy party. No more fly. Private jets. They were paying 18,000 euros an hour. They did not care about servicing our debts. Into finance minister about parliament. Esha White Wabakacha say, Massa, yen tuyaka biya wa borichire. If you so, yes, I have a pensioner for CKD. Yetna Krumha. Obia anka bibia. Ne yakosa she yetrim. Remember, time no ye we nyina na COVID-19 levy da ho. Na de e-levy so die so. Na betting tax die so. Na emission tax die so. Na all these taxes were still on us. So they were telling us, omo ye no say ye DDP. And I'm say pensioner for nyina sika. And I'm catch say for kwasi anko no they decided not to pay the debt outside. The dollar was at 17. No muntia debt bia. It imagine they were paying ye kai wa brucha and ka dollar do 30. So you see how dangerous these people are. And the kwasiato omra Ghana me yina no ho a also omma oti America. Omma. He's not going to come. Because Ghana na etino en kwasiafo bi o Ghana almost so kwasiasam so me abedru ha. Ofori Atta is not going to come. He has finished you. Ofori Atta nkwa evading evading what we call accountability, no. I was saying Ghana ni biaka say MPP they never. Ofori Atta alone, who handled our money for 8 years, decided not to come back to Ghana after we discovered say we sika they are sending the MPP for dino. Also the MPP as a political party and Akufo is not ready to help us bring him back. No, nobody should even listen to this group of animals. That alone is a vote of no confidence on the MPP because you tell Ofori Atta to come. You will tell Akufo to tell Ofori Atta to come. Because the problem you are facing today is that Ofori Atta led the NPP to destroy or take every money that belonged to us. So why are you not putting all your energy in making sure you clear before you decide to even speak about Ghana politics? In the Ghana Parliament and in the 87 piglets, what they are supposed to do is to clean themselves first. How do you clean yourself? The first thing you need to do is to bring Ofori Atta, come and tell Ghanaians what you did with our money because we appointed you. Because so technically, the NPP is a criminal entity. Why are they not worried about bringing Ofori Atta home? We are not even supposed to be the ones forcing Ofori Atta to come to Ghana. Ofori Atta is supposed to come to Ghana. The MPP is supposed to lead the charge. Akufo, Addo, Hakuro Uswajiman, Michael Kwe. They are the ones who are supposed to lead the charge to bring this criminal to Ghana. But what are they doing? They are rather telling you, say, go out there and fight in parliament. Go and tell Ghanaians Mahama want to go a third term. Go and tell Ghanaians, say, the 2020 you come to power. And this group of selfish ingrates, typical disaster of Bangladeshis, are now roaming and mingling with humans and beginning to think, say, we will give them an ear. Take the lead, go and bring Ofori Atta. It is not our responsibility to bring him. If you people want Ghanaians to see you as a party with integrity, we can trust that. All you selfish, big-ass, shrank balls old men in the MPP, come out and speak and tell Ofori Atta to come home. You are not bold to bring him home. And you want us to give you power? In Chamwa. Useless fools. Useless fools. Sanka NDC ne DC kana kosha abruchira anka mahemfo mahema ene nkwasiafo bi omodi manim press conference me sesa mo pese agye mo party ni di sa monya moama monya agimifo mo boman a monyina mo nka mo humbo na mo kofa Ofori Atta mra na omayi ne ho ano na yehu be bia Ghana sika no fire ansa ne yehu sa moya party na monya nwan a group of foolish Bangladeshis. Now my mention the course am meeting Ejimifo. Look at this. Inti Al Jazeera Crowd reported story in the catcher say Ghana suspends payment of most external debts. Date Beneshaw, December 20th, 2022. Al Jazeera reported on it. Go and find it and read. And internet ended $190 million MCC. US for so almost my beam. This is the foolishness of this old man. In 2022, Al Jazeera reported it. Finance Ministry says Accra will not service debt, including its Eurobond, commercial loans, and most bilateral loans. And Ochiram Kwasia for my better radio and say, hey, and it's a CID, NDC buy, Yentuminia, Sikan for America, and Kwasia for receipt in ye. You see, more reason to insult you. If there's no reason, I will not insult you. I have reasons to insult every fool in the NPP because my Jimmy. And these are some of the reasons in terms of Dimu Atamono. So Nyankopon kura wo heaven I will say eko bedu aya ze papa. Eye mejuma na eye amamu asase do. Amankasa mintumi ndatem efrida wo frem Nyankopon. Mebo wo da meseso. Kire nipa de we bi wunu bi we jim. Enti mitumi Dimu Atama na Nyankopon so aya adze. Eni kina meta aye no. Me Dimu Atama di nhira. Bitumi di ato Nyankopon say aya adze papa. Eko bedu nyen aya adze. Na ntwabo izi me ko kan pepepe obey press conference me Nyankopon so bi di wechi. Me Nyankopon me mpa wana asem. Nti awankasa ni nyame na wo asase ne don. Mema awo Kevin Taylor mema awo Yesu Kristo. Nti Yesu na obeba na me na me wo no. I me say I will be the father of the Messiah. And I am the father of the Messiah. You might not understand what I'm saying today, but I am the father of the Messiah. Yes. Nti mitimi di matema na Nyankopon say bebeze me na ize wa ya ze papa ma mbon mpo anka menye nipa Nyankopon so mfantinyi Nyankopon mfantinyi o ofra papodo unima papodo ebe ayedo e ho na Nyankopon firi di kro firi so fra papodo say me na nen wa ya ze papa wa ya ze pa na party krope impanyin mu ntwere wagum onyim nyanse bia Nyankopon ni otumi kasa ni bukrefu ai Nyankopon to be nibutu fu heaven say ba sem ko so na part crotin we jim dami wo betina kromi wa say kromi bia azam ye bia wa sen me bondua we twegu me bo me ya sasa na wa sen wo digaram sa sen wo ba so wo ba wie sika amankasa me kasi sa wo beka da mindi wo na chi say me ba oye Yesu ni papa oye Kevin Taylor or chirem me nananyen me don Onyankopon don me. I am the father of the Messiah. Yes, you am Nyankopon Nyafantini. Anything me ya na nyame ehira me because say easy one atema wasisa wasakra abada hot na mfa mbo krama na ana bodom obeka wo sana nyame da ka kire me da na so me da ye Kevin medoba Kevin awo ne medoba sisi a meyu se abada ho na amfa mbo bodom beka wo nti ohun MPP for so me bodom Kevin babada amfa ba na mbo bodom de beka wo nti de bia okache modayem me ba Kevin Taylor awo ne me doba meyu ebe wo ogwaman mampede be ka bibi kire endo akro ka kire modayem ai nti bitimi da be 2:30 me so me Bible din ankasa Nyankopon frɛ me mbo Bible din jog o Nyankopon frɛ me doba ke dem no frɛ me doba ke item me sinya me item o ha na so be butu mu na me butu form na me de tiesi for kasa wife say positive form wife say okay thank you darling me see me Nyankopon ba asem na pede ka kirem o say me doba ke me sinya me item inyim bibi sa abada wona fa bodom be ka o inti iya fa aba fa bodom o ka kasa koa o say MPP jimi na wanti o mo a o me say kuro do inti MPP kwa Nyankopon hu na o ya bodom Wayam bodom no wogu kuro na wajim wo ho ma me kire ade bi enti Aljazeera for so e kan ho asem 2024 John Mahama ka kire Ghana for say US Millennium Compact PDS sika no say it's disheartening for Ghana to lose 190 million deal due to Akufo Addo's chronistic John Mahama so there chronistic governance John Mahama kan we 2024 It is your mama crack at 2024 say because of the Akufo Addo and Kwasi for the year, Sa sikawi enyadi en sabeka. Na your Mahama nim. Say enyadi almost service debt no. Enyadi omutua. And a day will come, we will not get this money. And a dana na abano, they are not giving us the money. Abodom, our MPP abodom. Why you want mbodom no wogu Ghana na wo jim wait today mbal MPP abodom why you want mbodom no wogu Ghana na wait today mbal na wo jim won ho wotia won pe no we bu afu wotia won pe no wo bu afu ntwambo nkitinkiti why there apofi we jim boto why there talks no wogu Ghana wonim nyanse bia we jinjim wotu won fo pe na oriju wontu why da bodom Messi abada wa ye mam bodom nkayen ya abada wa ye makrama nkaye mo ye be mia mo bo ba pa obumbo bitu ogume mabra mo Away hit where we immediately rough. What board them?
Dr. Bawumia, he came, he made all the noises possible. He claimed he was the economic messiah. He gave lectures after lectures, told us how he had worked at Bank of Ghana and other international organizations. And then when he got given the chance, what happened? Inflation, unemployment, debt stock, balance of payments, import bill, foreign reserve, they were all facing the wrong side. Look, I have arrested the CD. He's been locked up and the key is with the IGP. Only for the CD to break jail, grow wings, and fly out from 4 cedis to $1 to about 17 cedis when he left office. You see, you know we all like the game of football. And a few times we get familiar with the so-called player who will be on the touchline. He will make all the noise, point out all the mistakes. Oh, you should have passed. Oh, you should have headed rather than chest. Oh, you should shoot. And then the coach decides that, okay, looks like you are good. Come on. And then he comes on. And then the opponent starts giving him sulia. And even when there is a stable ball and an empty net, and he has to just shoot it in, and he just kicks the air and leaves the ball there. That's Ampahon. And then the people, the players and the coach, they get fed up. And then they send him back to the touchlines. You see, when that person starts making noise again, don't you think people will think there's something wrong with him? Maybe he's just an empty barrel, just fond of making noise, just noise. What is there for Dr. Bawumia to prove now? Does he still think the fundamentals are weak? You see, people must genuinely want to be president, not just because of the power, the privilege, or the opportunity to steal, but a genuine feeling, demonstrable feeling that they can do better than the incumbent president, the incumbent government administration. That is what should prompt people. I'm very sure that Dr. Bawumia himself would have gone and sat somewhere quietly if it wasn't for the wife who wants to be a first lady rather so very badly. I think the wife's ambition overshadows his own. As a matter of fact, if Dr. Bawumia becomes president, he will be the third person in control. I think so. I think the first person in charge of the actual country will be President Akufo Addo and his Gabi Otridaku and co. They will actually be in charge. And then the second person will be, of course, his wife, who will be our first slave queen lady. And before it comes to Dr. Bawumia himself. Look, when you have done enough, you see, you should know when your time is up, especially.
You should know when your time is up. Nanejum. Sana na wafango for one job or another. Nana usu team papa. Nana to sabe kakra. Nana. Ayana sometimes to serve kakra. When you come in and come can. What you must some what you may do. Sibia we yin someone. I saw be show so. Hey Nana. Where you jump. Now where there. A woman saw MPP now on pen and answer. As some can say no crew and we can't ruby. As about me abeji $3 ojemu 17. Obekache say we capture dollar na share sales at to kino and so dollar na APA e grow wings e 2 year. Ose Bawumia enye decisive guy. Na yire show more of say on the president ni chen Bawumia, meaning Bawumia basically is not a man who can make decisions. Ose bema beyebi wakasa wa touchline sa ye symposium. And a case and you umbrella jirim no time free 3 to 17. Nana bone ben nana ye gan and you on to tax. Ye hiane say nana so be kana kuma so ade ebia me no kase nana DDP sika nyina akọ. Ebia me no kase under MPP no nana e boni sika de dwuma egu ya ebia o kache o ye meshow. Ini so bi kana se ma menje no kobusa se nana de ntina wo kasa. Because ebia nana chirechiro mu ni sika bia ahye under MPP. Ebia nana be chirechiro mu ebi kro to aba ma Bawumia. Ebia nana eji Bawumia enso asem ediye. Ebia nana o business bi under MPP ni nyina ahye nana ende ebia odakwam. Ebia nana ye nyoma bi ma na odwin se MPP ebetumi ama o manage na so nana ebia nana investment nyina ahye. It is obi kasa out of pain say also ti ase. Remember men too attached to your party busa wo say eje na be ma o hene akasa say eye yawo na yawo ni free he ebia bibia aban ni ye ne ya ebia gidie bia onya wo aban nim you have no idea na nse na motete na modidi eye Franklin Kudjo atem up and down. Franklin Kudjo lost about 70% of his investment DDEP buy Kofi Bentil onu sika ko hye mo tua ni nyina ma Kofi Bentil I don't know when Franklin Kudjo sika nyina ma no because they saw him to be too much on the government. DDEP Franklin Kudjo sika be 70% ni nyina ahye DDEP. In 2014, 15, 16, Franklin Kudjo and Imani, they did everything possible to make sure, say, Bawumia also your economist star, or you try and test it can take over the realms of Addo and Ghana, your economy. BBR, Franklin Kudjo Dems all saw something in him, not knowing the guy was pretending and he was lying. At the end of the day, they still kept their professionalism. They did not even go out to campaign for the NDC. They criticized the government, they cautioned them, they were blunt. At a point, FX committee, friend Franklin Kudjo say joining omboa na dollar no, making sure say fight dollar no. Franklin Kudjo, because of patriotism, ojitumu joining ye. The little knowledge he had, he added it to it. Still, Bawumia could not save the dollar. Enti yabana se DDEP aba na Franklin Kudjo sika be 70% ashe. Na nkwasiafo Franklin Kudjo ya hunani na ni krobufo ye deny about 40,000 the right to vote and elect an MP. Now Franklin Kudjo said things have not been done well and that you people deserve to be in opposition. And then Kofi Bentil now also DDP chain no motia ni sika nyina ma na boka se Franklin muntia na enda ba sesa na ogina mo kon so a mo se Franklin Kudjo yankoku no mo bodam. So what is obi criticize aban bia busan sa dentra. Yes in some yana nkofo betuma ka kire wo. Amanfo kese mo kan de how mo dem kire wo a wo say MPP they murdered a lot of Ghanaians than you think. Into what the MPP chino uni capital. We busu obi anya 30,000 Ghana da. Obi an start adwuma maningu da. Obi anya investment papa bia da. Obi an fa ne trust and share aban bi mu da e ma ne disappointing nti. Why adwene say obi tan wukuo, obi tan wenton awobo, obi tan eye asantini awoye, obi tan MPP no. Obi an tan party. Eye wo ne ye nyoma wo beye. How you put your things in place, how you are able to benefit the people, change their lives, how positive and transparent you are, how you have been able to fulfill the promises. Inti emba krom nam krom kura jantre ni kura no o sha de bona wendi so a jantre ni kura to me panwusi abontene na a whole government, a whole country, people putting their life investment on the line. Na nkwasiafo overnight we have seen billionaires in Ghana. Akufo ma are driving Rolls Royce in Ghana. Bedia to not the basement to US. At the end of the day, Nani Yire taking over the airport of Ghana. We start in Ghana, Akufo Bedia to Gabi. We saw how they were flowing money in our faces. We saw how people were smoking cigars. We saw how people were using power, nepotism. How people were taking over government institutions. Brian Champa wanted to buy all our hotels. We saw clear-cut disrespect for the rule of law. So people decide to speak. Now they will question the MPP. We bush fear a new $10,000. 10,000 Ghana. Udna odi kan kwasi. Some say ye NTS and NDC. Ye time we mu and a buofunu. Abuofunu. Ontiasie. Uniminyansa, you don't know what is going on. There was an investor, they are contractors. At a point, they were paying about 2,000 workers through Momo. Now you bring e-levy. Every contractor has to pay another tax on the salary they are paying. Do you know, I know a contractor who was paying about 60 million Ghana a month just in taxes for paying his workers through Momo. We told you people, withdraw that thing. Ha contractors, hadipa, in Kwasiafo to send up a napo, obi to send the cabinet TV. So whether we like it or not, they will pass it in 9. Now you see a real thing, your man. When I want to know radio, somebody say MPP a party in Kwasiafo ma. You know what you people did to other people in Ghana? Chairman won't to me. I had a video. Alternative so kasa de say obia ya boa. Chairman won't to me. Ahemfo akese, aheman ketwa. Chairman won't to me was in our forests. Akonta mining. Obundu ya tugu. Yete Ghana krom since say yete Ghana. No government has been bold enough to open our forests for people to go mine. Someone abujinapo any MPP for at the document about parliament say we are insisting open the forest for party faithfuls to go and mine. Yet now Krumha, we screamed. We did everything. They told us we are mad. They are in power. They opened the forest. Chairman went to me in the group, a raw forest. They made Galamsey official. When you see Refi, Chairman went to me to TV, so know where you gold. And then Kwasiafo Kaja Chairman went to me one assassin. He didn't know that people were mining on it. Now Chairman went to me Kojina court to say, Nensasine Guano, na nedia, but he didn't know they were mining on it. Now come $100 billion for assassin so and come because and why they are abua. And then who's illegal, they also he didn't know they were mining. But anka $100 billion APO they can say we are singing now, come because you are going to pay for that. And we sit in Ghana, ne so MPP for Jimmy for so. Now, most of us come to me, mamo. We are going to protect this nation. We will build this nation. We will build a trust of the people. The people will start to believe in governance. The people will start to believe in their country. We will do everything possible to keep you people away from power. Abuofunu. Now who feel with the TikTok? Yeah, NDC for more the minimum about 2028 and can you never see home? My bodam near Jemu, Momefanko, and some could munquasia semono. Now 2020 ye Jiminti, Yasako Salai, Namasabe Botu, Namasabe Bio Forest, no, Namasabe Kanquasia, so much as someone and unknown tea party in Tiena and Quasia for. Not Monsanqua, when a memuko body put say election ebanti, Yanto Bodemium Kwan, a form of Yamwa. Na munjina stage so kan say ye Kwame Nkrumah kwasi ampanyi no na munche say ye nya nipa mu ye nipa wo just ye jimi ohun ye be chimu say tawo mo ye be chimu. And by the time we are done with you people e be ka mo nananom mo ila me say ye ni mu wie no na ka mo nananom and they will start to learn. Ye ni mu wie no na come on nana no di 8 years they will omobeti and them video bi na omoti movement TV ka say an kwasie bi ade a medi chi nipa bienu a me chiri wo Ghana ene Kwame Nkrumah ene JJ Rollins so why lucky Kwame Nkrumah ene JJ omugya papa ma ne tena ase ntina ka sankwa na go so mu kum papa kwasia mo mpa accountability mo mpese mo bedi mra so obi aye kwasia nti say ya mama anya de mo pa obi agimi na me nso te movement TV me hu video no ai nipa bia me pe o masema me chiri o mo kra e wo Ghana o mo bo Ghana e ya Kwame Nkrumah ene JJ Kwame Nkrumah e ya den na nipa bi ko fa obra chire ba na oba ya wa agin say me say why lucky na nko so Kwame Nkrumah so ase wo na nan kanso na nko so hyem kwasia mugin say bibia is about you people. Bibia should be about you people. Na say na chichi grow huh na yan just e na Kwame Nkrumah na mo nanti no hu sa mo nka no kore Kwame Nkrumah ofi abrochire ba na okutatimu fine te se obia oyeso obeboa ne man oyeso ne mo na ebebobra man no oba Ghana na mo ka kire se mo agenda kwasiafo unyuso wagimi mo je so wagimi fo oba na ohu musu no enti na ote ne hu free mo ho Adentina Kwame Nkrumah so nipa boni ni amoba abroche se omone ne mra Ghana meye adwuma no ade no wanka se munye nipa nti wanko. He took the initiative to come with you people because he trusted you people. Kwame Nkrumah not to UK to America ko ni school. He could have lived there and worked there, but you people when they telling him say you are patriots, you wanted him to come and help. Ono mu bedru felo mu se samu ye nkwasiafo mo chechire man na mamo ho mo ye sepasemi nkumunya mo dwen se Ghana fo nyina ejimi mo na mo nim nyansa no say he will not support such an ideology. So Kwame Nkrumah was not a perfect human being, but one stupid thing he did not do was to line with you people to destroy this nation. And when I am Muyano, Asiafo, we got Pamomo 9. Yeah, my man can't be in Let me say, when it comes to politics, I have no prize. My job is simple. I will make sure we as a nation, we exhaust everything in his head. See, who say aka 1 cent to cry, you be trying money in asa. And send aka John Mahama ko. Any John Mahama, so him the year 4 years see, they want it on exhausting on using Maybe I may catch no. My job as a Ghanaian, since I'm starting my way, I'll be looking for one person. Onim nyanse de politics edi manim na me de na adwene no akekere Ghana boy enjirimba be dwuma di amidi no be target nyina ne say nyanse da John Mahama trim de politics no I was say benefit ye I was say tumi scraping ni nyina afri ni trim into John Mahama over 4 years to scrape everything oja one thought he will have to finish it and scrape it it me there they may catch John Mahama no. Me see, and the 4 years no, they want it to me now for my onye ni nyina. Musio bono. No ka say oja 1% or bet na kopin so be use 1% ni nyina. Enti mom kan John Mahama so use 4 ni nyina. Until so be we 4 ni nyina won adwene mu nyina we say fine, we have exhausted everything in your head. Ade wo utima wo de chechire man ni nyina ye nya ni nyina de aboy ho ban. It's when people from Koda, Mombompa is John Mahama bears or still adjuning within 4 years. Mombompa. And you'll be any coup entry. Both Siaku did the Tikoja Chirama. And to John Mahama say, some person did the Tibaja Chirama 4 years no, or making sure say, they want it to pen wires or stinning in. Because so when I was here, he will become our slave. We will decide when he has to leave power. Wait, ja. You go forward, pa. Famomo. I'm not ready to engage in this conversation of John Mahama beko third term. Ghana Mbrana said John Mahama beko the how many terms? That is not my concern. And obi jina na NDC for na John Mahama beko third term. I'm not ready to have that conversation. It is ehia me catch them on there. You will never see me spend 1 hour on my show. My bodam. John Mahama beko third term. And any conversation ehia me. We chire we Jimmy. Me die me say adwene da John Mahama timuno also John Mahama no may sending a very very beautiful message on making sure say we exhausting you using in 4 years way because we're Ghana this year. He belongs to us. And me akwamiti am Ghana this year. Say Ghana hear me. Say I was say me bibi ma Ghana. E de say sibia konfo no chede ne kra twu ho e ma asanteman. E de say senia ye nananom mpenifo bi kon akon. E ye den e ma Ghana de omo kra twu ho. Inti John Mahama is Ghana's property. At this point, we will decide whether we don't have any use for him or not. It is not up to him to decide. See, me say, I'm not ready to engage in this John Mahama a stupid conversation. You know the constitution, but to me, any kind of John Dramani Mahama is our property. We will have to use the property to benefit us. See, you use property no could do point to be and we say you use we. They all say yamana ayama ye we will decide. Say you pese be use be ma say pese use be. It is up to John Mahama. So pese ye janama no kwa onya ntem. But your idea be say you use we. Now what you say? Hey, we are the masters here. You are our property. You need to serve us. You need to make sure say the person we and why who need the power to say when yet. Until we would decide. Say, yena ye slave master no. Say, I say, koda, and son of koda. Yaka say, now, 6 will be on koda. You have no, anything I will say, you catch will say. So I already say, oh, baby, BM, Abe, Jumana, making sure, say, you are sacrificing. And you're half and half. It is not half and half. Anything at 2022, you catch it, say, who lose the 2020 elections? Ghana for catch say, we want to give you power, not because you who sunipada, because you have proven say, oh ba, do be an yebi dan obey. Until right now, yanin yakofa obaye, we decide time ya do beko. Until I see the way with Simuno, so why is still 4 years, a bema watchero. And I want you to watch say, you be decided with fate. It is your mama, media me a man sanchame. Minya ready to come have that debate. Now, John Mahama tell me, oh, Jimmy, the constitution is the whole. You need any constitution, the can. But in Mrani, you are our property. You need to serve us. When we are satisfied, we will tell you to go. Obanyansa for you, Bunibe. Tomorrow is Friday. Have a wonderful night. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers and good night. Abuache. Gigim.
Yo, we are best fishermen. Solo for no answer mine. I watch it. You will for Belgium fan. It was the team Belgium fan. It was 2 Belgium fan. Why